coming. I know you have many options here in Phoenix this weekend, so thanks for coming to Phoenix tonight. And you at home or on the toilet watching this on YouTube, you also have many options, so thank you for watching this. The 13th minute will shock you. It's one of those internet tropes that keep people sucked in. Speaking of internet tropes and memes and viral videos, did you guys catch this Pepsi commercial that made the rounds this week? This 2.5 minute, a wonderful small film, basically, that tried to convince the world that Pepsi will bridge racial tensions and gaps, will bring people together. Pepsi will evoke world peace, was the idea of this commercial, and they received a lot of outrage. I, for one, saw this coming. I have known for a long time that the soda industry has been feeding us lies. And on the heels of that Pepsi commercial, I will now expose other soda brands' lies. We're calling this piece Bursting the Bubble. That's right, it's the Phoenix Tonight expose. The many ways that your favorite sodas have been lying to you. Dr. Pepper, for example, you already know what I'm going to say. That's how jaded we are to these agendas that sodas have been feeding us. Dr. Pepper, not a doctor, only has his AA in liberal arts. Dr. Pepper, shame on him. Saw that coming, of course. Mountain Dew, neither from the mountains nor dew. So that's an obvious point as well. Mr. Pibb, a Dr. Pepper ripoff. Mr. Pibb, actually born Clarice Renee Pibb and had transitional surgery in 1997. Now goes by Mr. Pibb. Tab. Anybody still drinking Tab? No. It's the thing about Tab. You have to pay for it up front. It's called Tab. Why can't I put it on Tab? That's all I'm asking. Dad's root beer. Dad's root beer. Gay. That'd be my Sierra Mist. Who's thrilled when they go to a restaurant and ask for a Sprite? I'm sorry, Sierra Mist. Who's it? Yes, that's actually what I wanted. Sierra Mist. No, no one. I don't know why Sierra Mist is still in production, but it's a misnomer, of course. The title is lying to you because Sierra Mist, the fluctuating barometric pressures in the Sierras actually prohibit excessive atmospheric production of mist. There is no Sierra Mist. What are they doing to us with these lies? Squirt? You guys a fan of Squirt? 97% pee. That was actually true, I guess. Called it Squirt. Mexican Coke. Everybody loves the pure, sugary taste of a Mexican Coke. But Mexican Coke, actually, born of Honduran parents and raised in Wisconsin. It's the Carlos Mencia of sodas. Finally, and this one's closest to my heart, ginger ale. Not made from gingers. Those are the lies sodas tell us in this bit that was called Bursting the Bubble. Before I introduce our next guest, I would like to say that as a wannabe talk show host here in Phoenix, Arizona, not wannabe, I am a talk show host because this is a talk show. There's a couch, here's a desk, my accoutrement, over here a logo. This is actually a talk show produced in Phoenix, and by extension of hosting a talk show, I am, of course, a fan of all things talk show. That is why I do this, growing up watching Johnny, then Letterman, then Conan, then Craig Ferguson, and actually Tom Snyder and everybody in between. There was always a consistent element to all of those talk shows. There were always a handful of guests you could count on that would just deliver every time they were on. And Don Rickles, who passed away this week, was one of those guests. He was a guest on practically everybody's late night talk show at some point, famously on Johnny Carson's show many, many times, but also, of course, Letterman, Leno, Conan, Craig, Tom Snyder, maybe even Pat Sajak, I don't know. But he definitely took the time to perpetuate his career by being a presence on those late night talk shows. And of course, he was also the world's best and most famous insult comic. It would be a gift to be called a hockey puck or a dummy by Don Rickles. And a lot of his jokes, of course, had racial or gender-oriented motivations behind them or premises. Nowadays, that stuff might be looked at with a jaded eye, but there was something always charming about Don Rickles. You always knew that the joke was, at its heart, a sign of endearment. And I think ultimately, in today's culture where a language in media is often scrutinized, the ultimate lesson of Don Rickles' life and his career was that it is sometimes okay to laugh at one another, but most importantly also yourself. So I just wanted to say that in remembrance here from Phoenix Tonight to Don Rickles, one of my comedic heroes.